to the Mule. Shad0h, welcome back.
Hey, hello. So, in the time that we've just had that short break, guys, we have had word that Birmingham won their second game, which means they won 2-0, and they will be going through to the final over KVGS. And also, on the other stream, Manchester won 2-0, so our final is going to be Birmingham versus Manchester.
Okay, so KVGS, unfortunately, going to be knocked out of this tournament. So our final going to be Manchester versus Birmingham. It's going to be an exciting game.
Definitely. I mean, Manchester won the last tournament, so they're back here now, even after losing to KVGS in their division. They've come back, beat Cardiff, who finished first in their division, and they are now in the final against Birmingham, who, coming into this, I may not have chosen to be here as a 2-0 win. I definitely wouldn't have said Birmingham 2-0, but they have played so well from what we've seen of them so far, and I'm really excited for this match.
Yeah, definitely. I cannot wait for this final to kick off. Just waiting for the game to be created.
Yep, we're just waiting for the players. Obviously, they've just come out of a game, so they may have just a 2-minute break, just to get their heads together and everything, have little breaks. That game was very, very long. I think it was about 50 minutes, that last game. So while that, we still have a little bit of time to talk. I mean, Manchester, Birmingham, do you now expect them to start pulling out some of the things they're known for, like the Zillion Sport and that, or do you think now that they're there in the final, that they'll try and play it safe?
I don't know, it's a difficult one to call. I feel like if in the first game, I think people will probably want to try and play it safe, play the stuff that they know for sure works. But I think if when one of the teams goes 1-0, I think in that game we'll probably see some of the stuff that's like, okay, desperate measures now. We need an edge in this game. We need to either get back into this, or we need to finish this off at a 2-0. So I think in the first game we'll play safe, but then in the later games we'll see some crazier stuff happening.
Definitely. I feel the same as you, to be honest. So just going to have a quick look here. The stats in that last game, just if I can find the stats on there, because that'd be quite interesting to see. Main one I really want to see is what the Moose how he did in that mid with the Quinn. So he went, even though they lost, what the Moose still went 13, 5 and 6 with that Quinn mid. So it looked like he was still very dominant with that Quinn in the mid lane, as we'd seen him be. But unfortunately, KVGS just not clinching that game.
Yeah. So really well played by What the Moose.
13, 2 and 7 Nidley for Birmingham though. So that may be one of the reasons why they were so dominating. That Nidley, both games we've seen Nidley picks be so strong and really determine the outcome of how the game's been.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, all of these players are such good players, so it is really, all of these games that we've been casting tonight, they've all been really good games and really close games, so it's very well played to Birmingham to have beaten KVGS Kittens. KVGS Kittens, even though they lost both of those games, they're an incredibly good team. They are all very good players, so definitely not a team to be underestimated. This was the semi-finals of the entire season, so a very big game.
All of these teams in the Super, these are the top 8 teams in the university scene in the UK. We have hundreds of teams join this. None of these teams are, going to be weak or anywhere near that. They're all very strong. They're all practiced. They know what they're doing. KVGS, to come into the Super 8 for the first time, to win their division, in the last game to beat Manchester still and to win their division and get to the semi-finals is amazing achievement. So congrats to all of those guys for their play, and congratulations to Birmingham as well for beating them 2-0 in the semi-finals and going to the final. I'd imagine they'll all be hyped. And Manchester picking it back up, obviously finishing second, winning 2-0 as well against Cardiff, who we know are a very strong team. Really good of them, for Manchester to beat them 2-0 and go to the final as well. Both of these teams have done so well tonight. And this game is going to be very, very good. This is the two best teams that we've had in this tournament, judging from the scores. So, going to be a really great game when we get into it. Should be creating it shortly, and we'll finally be able to bring you guys one of the actual games rather than us messing around in an ARAM.
Yeah, I am currently in the pre-game lobby, and we'll try and get you an invite for this as well, and we should hopefully head into Champion Select pretty soon.
Perfect. Now the interesting thing here is neither of these teams would have really got the chance to see the other play because they've played the games at the same times. So they may have a quick look at LoL King or whatever, but they won't really know what champions they've been playing and what strategies they've been running. So I don't know if they'll try and target ban out champions here based on the last few games, or if they'll have to just go in blind with this and just with the knowledge that they've had before tonight.
I don't know. It's definitely going to be an interesting one to see if we do see any target bans. Obviously, there are some strong champions for both of these teams that we've seen, but I don't know if any of them will have been noticed by the opponent. As you said, they have been playing games simultaneously, so we'll have to see if we do get any interesting bans come out, or if we do see the more standard bans, like, for example, Shad0h and that sort of thing.
Definitely. I still think we'll see the Shad0h ban. I still think we'll see a Vi ban. The one that I'm curious to see now is a Nidalee ban. I think we may see one, just because of how strong she's been tonight. And I know that Manchester like her as well, I believe, so that'll be interesting to see. I am joining the game now, so it won't be too long now till we are starting, guys, our grand final for this tournament here at the Uni. It's been great to have you guys over the last 3 weeks. If you've been watching us, thank you so much for your support. Obviously, the university teams in the UK, they do this all off their own bat for the passion of the game, just like everyone who's in the Uni. If you guys give us a like on Facebook, give us a follow on Twitter, anything you can to help us out, we appreciate it so much. And we're just trying to grow the UK esports scene, because you gotta love esports, Munch.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know about you guys that are watching, but I definitely want to see some kind of esports scene happen in the UK. Because, like, over in America, they've got tournaments every weekend. In the UK, there's, like, nothing. So we definitely need to get stuff like the Uni really big and actually get some stuff happening in the UK. I want to see some tournaments. I want to see some events.
Definitely. And that's why, we're trying to help make that happen. So thank you for everyone that comes every week, or even just once if it's here for the first time. Thanks for stopping by, giving us a watch. We hope you like what you see. We don't normally just do random ARAMs, so don't judge us off of that one. Yeah. But hopefully, we're going into our final now, just to mark the end of this week here and this tournament. And I'm really excited to see this, and what better two teams that could be in the final than Birmingham and Manchester. Yeah,
definitely. Cannot wait to see these three games. We are just waiting for the last couple of players to join in right now. I think we've misspelled one of the player names on the game invite, but we should be heading into Champions Select any minute now. What's your predictions for these games? How do you reckon they'll play out?
Well, I know how Manchester plays, and they are aggressive, but it's calculated aggression. They go into a game knowing what they're doing. They're not one of these teams that just picks and say, we'll just see how everything goes and we'll go from the other team or anything. They like to set the pace. They'll go in, they'll know where they want to pressure, they'll know what they want to do. And Birmingham, I haven't seen a lot of Birmingham this tournament. I've seen a few games of them overcasting on stream too, and with the Group B. They've been very strong, but I haven't seen them as much as Manchester. So they need to think of a way how to counter that. They've had very good team fights, especially in that last game we casted. Their objective control was immense. Their moving around the map together was very good. So I think their teamwork is probably good enough to try and deal with Manchester's. But I think that's what they're going to have to do to deal with them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be interesting to see which team does set the pace of the game, because like you say, Manchester usually quite a sort of dominant team and like to set the pace themselves. However, Birmingham have definitely showed that they're definitely a very strong team, and they possibly might set the speed of the game themselves. So we'll have to see what happens.
Definitely, and it looks like all the members of the